Australia again, and Man Cave Dave, looking very much like he's in his man cave. Can you hear me, Dave?
I can hear you, mate. You can hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you okay, mate. You're all merched up to the nines. How are you feeling, presumably in the middle of the night there after that game?
No, look, it's around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've got back from Black Sales, Black Friday sales. I'm exhausted watching that, and after work like that as well.
What did it kind of, I don't know what broadcaster you were watching with, but what were the kind of commentators saying about the Spurs performance there, and also particularly about that refereeing that I do feel like I have to come back to?
Look, in Australia, the commentary we get over here, they're all anti-Spurs. They just bag Spurs out. They've got no good comments for Spurs.
Right.
And that's we get through Optus here. They're fantastic, and it's to feed whoever we get it from. But look, the ref was terrible. But I wish we actually were down 1-0 the first half, because Ange likes to come back.
Yeah, although we were down 1-0 and 2-0 in the first half against Ipswich, so that maybe even that's turning around a little bit. Obviously, we had an Australian caller on earlier, and then in the comments while he was on, getting a lot of people kind of accusing Australian fans of just being biased and too supportive of Ange. How are you feeling about the project? I personally, just to say, as an English person, I'm also fully behind Ange. I think, he's unlucky constantly with injuries. He's unlucky not being able to get his first team out a lot. And, it's not quite fully happening yet, but I think it can and it will. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, look, the project, I think it's going okay. Look, when he coached in Australia, he was actually quite good when he first started. Even as a player in South Melbourne and a coach in South Melbourne, it took him a while actually to win things. So It's a long process. I'm all for Ange, but I'm old school Spurs for 40 odd years, and I'm missing the old days of every pass stuck. And at the moment, it's like it was just terrible to watch. I think I've fallen asleep 20 minutes into it, going, "Here's another loss."
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. I guess that's a good point, isn't it? One of the things that we're kind of, sticking with on the fact that it's quite an up and down season is that the football is always there. But actually, Fulham, I think just Fulham had so much more energy than we had. It didn't really allow us to play our football. What do you think?
Yeah, we looked very slow and just out of it. Like I feel right now at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's just no energy there, and 1 or 2 passes, and that was it. And they weren't creating anything. The corners, the commentary were talking about corners. I can't remember the last time even it seemed like Fulham did us over on corners. I'm actually surprised they didn't score on that many corners. But Ricardo is not in, so we're lucky there that if he was playing, they probably would have scored more Fulham. But look, I'm sort of split between the middle there. Look, I sort of wish we won, but also I think a point is actually the best we're going to get out of a game that we just didn't turn up for. The bus didn't even turn up.
Yeah, and then just before I let you go, Dave, in that last kind of 10 minutes, kind of 15 minutes where we did have an extra man, do you think Spurs did enough or were doing enough to try and make chances? Or was it just like because, and as was discussed by a previous caller, because we had nobody with any kind of physical threat on the bench or on the pitch, we weren't able to kind of really get crosses in and make chances that way. And that made it really easy for Fulham to just get 10 men behind the ball and keep us at arm's length.
Yeah, there was only one player that came on, Cooler, and that was it. And we need at least one more of him, or maybe 2 more of him, to come on and just full on attack it. And they didn't do that. So,
well, Dave, listen, thank you so much for calling in. Do call in again after another game, and we'll talk again then.
Can I quickly say one thing? Hey, everyone in London, they'll be there in April next year. So look out for Man Cave Dave, and send me some messages about my man cave and say hello anytime.
Top man. Yeah. Make sure everyone get in touch with Man Cave Dave, and he can tell you all about his man cave. Have a great sleep, Dave. Thanks a lot.
All right. Cheers.